Hey guys, this is John at Gecko Reptiles. Today I'm just sifting off some mealworms, so decided to do a quick video while I'm out here. Basically, I'm separating the mealworms to get fed off to all my leopard geckos. So I had these mealworms gut loading. I actually sifted them and separated the sizes yesterday, so these are all the larger mealworms ready to feed. And I already pulled the potatoes out. Basically what I do is I scoop them up and throw them in my sifter here. I have a few in there going, but I have a power sifter. It's actually made for gold prospecting. It works great though for bugs and feeders, and it's not too expensive. A lot of the power sifters that you would buy out there are very expensive. Cool thing about this one, it's on and off is here, and then it has a speed switch, so you can actually turn up the speed or turn down the speed, which is very useful. I'll turn that off for a second so you can hear me, but works good. It comes with all these different size sieves, so you can pretty much sift anything you want. This is the only one I had to make was this sieve, which I'm pretty sure it was a size 6 mesh. So I needed that size. This basically separates the pupa and the beetles from the actual the larger mealworms. So even these biggest mealworms can fit through there, but the beetles and pupa won't go through there. Other than that, all the other sieves come pre-made, so pretty easy. By the way, this is all out in my garage. I don't keep this in my reptile room. So these are actually sieves I used to use more just for, I'd shake them. I basically made them out of these totes. But now what I do is I quickly sift out the mealworms on that power sifter, and then I put them in here and let them crawl through slowly to separate the sizes out better. These will actually, over time, they'll sift out to the correct size. So I have a size in here that's perfect to keep the largest mealworms in here, and then the smaller and medium-sized mealworms fall through. So it kind of separates the biggest ones from the smaller ones, so I can feed off those. Over here, I'll get back a little bit, show you. These are basically where I keep all the mealworms themselves. Over here in these black cement trays, I basically breed the beetles in here. I started using water crystals recently. I actually like it. It works pretty good for the beetles. I don't feed water crystals to the mealworms themselves, but for the adults, I'll give them some potatoes or something, some either types of fruit or carrots from now and then, but mostly water crystals. But anyway, these are all the beetles up and down this whole thing. I put these screens on here just to keep the moths and bugs out and any other critters I don't want in there. So I use these really fine screens that are made for, they're like the fiberglass screens that are made for doorways. And basically I just made like a little frame out of PVC pipe and then hot glued it on. Works pretty good. This rack, I bought at a local restaurant auction, but works good. These are actually fiberglass pans. I like the plastic pans or the ABS pans better because they're smoother. But this works for like my younger mealworms pretty well. These are all really tiny mealworms. They're just growing up. You can see there's quite a few in there. Anyway, these are the young ones growing up. I give them potatoes maybe about every 3 or 4 days. Keeps them growing fast. This is the rack I house most of my adult mealworms on. These pans are actually really smooth on the side. They're made of like a plastic, so the mealworms can't crawl out of them. They work good. I just built this rack. It wasn't too difficult. Just took one day or an afternoon to build it, so it actually works really well for me. All these screens too, these are all that just keep the bugs out of them. That's the only reason I use them. And they actually work really well. You just get these big bed screens that are made for like mosquitoes and stuff. But they work well to keep the moths out. These are just pupa and like older worms that are ready to turn into beetles. So I kind of start them up and work them through. This one down here, let's see. I got one group here. This one is, you can see there's a lot of beetles here that have just changed. More beetles, more breeders. trying to produce as many mealworms as possible. I have to still buy a lot of mealworms, so I'm trying to avoid that as much as possible going forward. But this does help. I probably produce about 40,000 a week in here, and I need about 80,000 a week during, it can go up and down, but usually about 80,000 a week keeps me okay. But anyway, hope shows you a little bit. It doesn't show everything that I do, but I mean, it kind of gives you an idea how I keep and breed mealworms. Thank you.